Okay, welcome class in your science period, and as we have completed yesterday, we have completed the structure of the eye, and today I will start another part of the sense organs. We know 5 sense organs are there, so we will start the another structure, that is nose. And I have explained you about the nose. We breathe through our nostrils, and the air goes inside our breathing system through these nostrils, and these nostrils, you see there is a nasal cavity inside us. There is a nasal cavity, and nasal cavity is always layered up with the mucus and hairy structure, so that any dust and germs can be prevented here. Okay, now this nasal cavity, see at the superficial or at the upper part of the nasal cavity, that is the roof of the nose, and within this roof of the nose or the end of the roof of the nose, there are the nerve ending. So from this nerve ending, whatever we smell, whatever the smell comes to us through this nerve ending, it goes to our brain, and ultimately brain tells us whether whether whatever we have a smell, that smell is good or bad, or whether the smell is sweet or whether the smell is bad. So how we come to know? As we are smelling any kind of smell comes to us, and from this nerve ending, this sent to through the sensory nerves, this sent to our brain, and brain decides whatever kind of this smell is. Then what happens when we are having cough, when we sneezes, that time the cough portions or the mucus just block this nerve ending. That's why when we are having the cold, we do not feel any kind of a smell. Clear to you? Okay. Now, nasal cavity is this. This is the nostrils, no? And there, inside the nostrils there are two hollow structure. These hollow structures are called the nasal cavity. Okay. Now this is the nostrils, no? Within these nostrils there are two hollow cavities. These cavities are called the nasal cavities. Okay. Now understood, it helps us to smell various things. We breathe through our nose. Inside the nose there are the nerve ending, that is on the roof of our this nose palate, there is a nerve ending, and that are sensitive to the smell. They send messages to the brain, and we come to know whether the smell is what kind of a smell it is. Okay. Now I told you when we are having the cold, the nerve endings are become blocked, and that time it is difficult for us to smell anything, isn't it? That's why we feel the food is tasteless. We are not finding any kind of smell. So why it happens in the cold? Because nerve endings are being blocked. Now take care of the nose. How we can take care of our nose? We have to clean the nostrils by blowing it. Sometimes we are just blowing the nose and cleaning it, but you have to remember that don't blow your nostrils too hardly, otherwise it will become it can harm your nose. And sometimes the sensory as the nerve endings are very sensitive, it sends message to the brain, and sometimes we feel jerks inside our head. So blow your nose, but gently. Okay. Second, do not use finger to clean the nose, because finger is also having so many dirt and dust and germs are there. If we are putting our finger inside the nose, it will be harmful for you, because maybe the germs and dirt which are present in your finger, that go inside your nose, and it will make the nose more dirtier, and these type of dust and germs may go inside through the windpipe. It goes inside your lungs, and they may block it. So we have to clean up this nose, and one function of this nostrils are whatever you have seen. Sometimes we have to clean up our nose, and there is a mucus layer inside our nose. There is a mucus or the liquid layer, and hairy structures are there. When the dust and any kind of germ and dust try to go inside our nose, that time these mucus or this liquid or the hair stop them. If they are not present inside our nose, then any kind of dust and germ can go inside our windpipe. So these are for our protection. So inside the nose, the hairy structures are beneficial for us. They gives us benefit, because they are protecting our nose. Clear to you? Now the next one is the ear, which is very sensitive, and there so where is our nose darts? Nose darts means, what is nose darts? Whatever the dirty things comes inside our nose, this is inside this nostrils. These two are the nostrils, no? Within this cavity is called the nose cavity, or you can say there they are being stopped. Okay, I actually, Jannat, I can't understand your question. Our nose darts. What is nose darts? Please explain your question. I can't understand. Okay. Now, if you are asking about the nostrils, so within these nostrils there are the cavities, and dust and germs, whatever goes inside, there is a mucousy layer, and hairs are there which stop this dust and dirt, and then it attaches to our windpipe. Through the windpipe, tracheas are there, and then air goes inside our lungs. Okay, this is a whole system. Now, next one is the ear. You see, the ear is being divided into three parts. So the first part, or the outer ear is actually the pinna. This is the outer ear, from where the sound waves goes inside our ear. Ear, actually whatever the sound we hear, they are in the waves form. They are in the waves form. Waves are just the energy. They goes like this. Waves are, these are the waves. So the when the sound waves goes inside our ear, it goes through our ear pinna, and this is, you see, there is a ending of this outer ear, there is a membranous structure, and this membranous structure is called eardrum. Okay, what is this eardrum? At first, when the waves goes inside through the pinna inside our ear, then it vibrates, it shakes this eardrum, and this vibration through this eardrum, they shaken in the middle ear. There are the three bones. Okay, incus, malleus, and hammer. Okay, these incus, malleus, and hammers, these three bones vibrate one each other, because first of all, eardrum will vibrate this bone, then it will vibrate this, that last the anvil or the hammer will be vibrated. Then the vibration become magnified. They become more in number, or the vibrations become little bit more, and then ultimately they vibrate the oval window, or there is again one membranous structure, they will vibrate this, and then these waves goes to the inner ear. This is the inner ear. The third, this is the middle ear, and this is the inner ear. So this inner ear, the vibrations goes, at first you see there are three semicircular structures are present. This semicircular structure is being vibrated and goes to the ampulla. Then from this ampulla there is a one structure that is 2.5 round structure, and this structure is called the cochlea. You don't have any need to know the names, but I am just telling you. So this is the 2.5 round structure. So it is just like a snail. Okay, this is like this. So this is the cochlea, and where the in this cochlea the liquid is being filled. Okay, so liquid is being vibrated and then goes to this vibration, or this liquid is being vibrated, and there are some pigments are present which carry the message through this pigments to the auditory nerves. These are auditory nerves. As the nerves related to our eyes are called the optic nerves, these nerves are called auditory nerves, which are related to our hearing. Okay, so this is the auditory nerves which ultimately send the message to our brain. Clear? So this brain receives the messages, which kind of sound I am listening, whether it is a sound of drum, whether it is a sound of a violin, whether it is a sound of our Priya ma'am, whether it is a sound of our maths ma'am, whether it is a sound of any Jannat, Jehan, anybody. Okay, so there are different frequencies are of different children. If every child have their voice, a particular type of frequencies are there which our brain receives and identify what kind of sound and who is speaking. Understood? So these kind of sounds make the differences in the voice. Clear? There are so many other things, but here here we will boogers. Okay. Now understood the three parts. This is the outer part. Outer part only ear pinna is present. This is the middle part. In the middle part, after this membrane, the three bones are present, and the malleus is the smallest bone of our body, which is present in the middle ear. The thigh bone or the femur is the biggest or the longest bone, and the middle ear, this incus, is actually the smallest bone present in our body. And last one is the inner ear. So after the vibration of these three little bones, the vibration goes through the membrane. Again there is a window, or you can say there is a membrane. From this membrane it goes to the semicircular canal, then through this passage it goes to the cochlea, or the last part of this ear. And this ear, the last part, there is a liquid present which vibrate, and through the pigments of this ear they send the message to the sensory nerves which are present in the auditory canal. And this auditory canal is related to our listening power. They send to the message to the brain, and brain come to know what kind of sound it is. I hope you understand. If any problem, you can ask me. Heston, welcome Heston. What is this? It's called boogers. Okay, now we have two ears, one on the either side of head. There are the sense organs of the hearing. We are able to hear various sounds with the help of our ear. And the mechanism how we hear, I have explained you. The part of the ear we see is the outer ear. This is the ear pinna or the outer ear. It is like a funnel and collects sound waves and passes them to the eardrum. So this one is the eardrum. At first it will vibrate. Then the vibration passes into the middle ear. Then it passes into the inner ear. And this is the inner ear where is the semicircular canal. And this is the cochlea or body of this is Corti, organ of Corti. There are so many names, but this is just like a snail structure. Ultimately this cochlea sends the sound messages or the sound vibrations to our auditory canal. From this auditory canal it goes to brain, and brain send us the responses what kind of sound we are listening, and it is a very quick response. So we come to know immediately whatever the sound is and what kind of sound it is. I hope it is clear to you. Now the next one is care of the ear. Care of the ear, what kind of? Yes, it is. Yes, it is given here. It is the eardrum. Yes. Now care of the ear, never put any pointed object in your ear. Now you understand why we don't have to put any sharp object inside the ear. If once we will put some sharp object inside the ear, if it touches the eardrum, it will become just tear off, or it will become breakdown. So if it will be tear or there will be any hole occurs in the eardrum, it will be difficult for you to cure it, because then there will be microbes and any other kind of things can enter inside your ear, and they can attack you, and even the infections can occur inside the ear. So we have to be careful about our eardrum. And the next one is clean your ears with the earbuds, because earbuds, the end portion of the earbuds are just with the cotton and they are soft to touch. And the last one is do not listen very loud music, because loud music means more and more vibration, and maybe our ear cannot resist them, and it may can harm to your eardrum and the other portions of the ear. So it is advisable to you, it is suggestible to you that listen the music, but in a melodious music. You can just open your radio and whatever the sound system you are using, don't make it so loud. Okay, now the last one is given here. Shop tak, what you have sent me, yes, this is the, yes, this is from someone else book. Yes, this is the auditory canals, it is given here. Yes, right. So this is also a very good diagram Shoptak has sent. It is actually not in class 5, but even it is being given, he has given here. You can understand whatever the parts are given here. So it is given here. Okay, so the 3 bones, you don't need to learn the names of the bones, but these 3 bones are in the present in the ear: anvil, hammer, and the incus. So and the last portion, they are the canal, semicircular canal, as well as the ear of Corti, or you can say it is the cochlea portion, and the auditory nerves are given, whatever I have explained you here. Okay, so that's all about the ear. Yes, the milius is the smallest bone which is present in our middle ear, and that is the smallest bone. In the time of when we will write the one word answer, that time I will make you to write. Okay, don't think about it. Now the last portion is about the tongue. Tongue is the sense organ of the taste. Here also tongues, the portions of the tongues are given very clearly. It is for the bitter, this is for the sour. These both side lower corner sides are for the salty, and the front side is for the sweet. So there are the taste buds which tell us, which take the taste of the by the birds, or the taste of the thing is taken by the birds, and they again send the messages to the brain, and again we come to know what kind of taste it is. The tongue is the sense organ of the taste. There are 4 kind of taste, different areas of the tongue. They help us taste sweet, sour, salty and bitter food items. Care of the tongue: clean your tongue daily with a tongue cleaner and clean water. So when you will clean but don't clear your tongue so hardly, sometimes the taste bud become break. So you have to be gentle about all kind of sense organs whenever you are cleaning them and clearing them. Okay, last one is the skin. There are the 2 parts of the skin. Lower one is the dermis, and the upper one is the senior book, that is the epidermis. So in epidermis there are the germ layers. There are the layer, or you can say this is the germinal layer, where the skin cells are producing day by day. Every time the skin cell is producing inside our skin. So sometimes we see, especially in the winter season, when we scratch our body, the whitish dead cells comes out, isn't it? So they are the dead cells, don't worry about them. And inside the cell there is a new cells come up, and here this is the germinal layer which are producing all time the cells, and this is the oil gland. So oil glands are producing the oil. In the summer seasons we don't need any kind of oiling in our body. Our body seems to be oily because oil glands are there, and naturally they are producing the oil. And here are some sweat glands. When we are doing some work or the physical exercises, that time these sweat glands produces the sweat, and this sweat comes up on the surface of our body, and that time our body feel very hot, because due to the heat of the body, these sweat glands started to releasing the sweat to make our skin cool, to make our body cool. Understood? This is a way to produce the heat outside from your body. So producing that's why when we are doing exercise, the sweat comes out, and after releasing the sweat, our body becomes very calm and quiet, isn't it? Now This is the sweat glands, and we have seen the hair shafts are there. So these hair shafts are actually deep rooted inside our skin. They are in the dermis section. That's why when we pull out some hair from our skin, it gives us pain. And skin is actually site of site of any kind of feeling, whether it is a smooth feeling, whether it is a coarse feeling, whether it is a painful, pressure, heat, any kind of feeling is carried by our skin. And again the skin is sending if any injuries and any injury and wounds are there, again we feel pain and pressure. So these messages are again sent to our brain through the ending of the nerves which are present in the skin. They send the message to the brain, and brain tell us what kind of feeling it is, whether the touch is soft, whether the touch is coarse or hard, whether the pressure, it is immense pressure, whether the pressure was light, whatever kind of feeling, it goes to our brain through our skin cell. Okay, so that's all for the day, and we have completed the chapter. What is the care of the skin? We have to take bath each and every day. We have to wash our hair at least twice in a week, and then apply antiseptic cream to any scratch or wound to prevent infection. If there is any infection, if there is any cut, then we have to apply antiseptic cream so the germs cannot attack inside your body. Okay, so that's all for the day. We have completed, and now we will do whatever the question answers we will do in my next class. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Do you have any question related to this chapter? You did not understand anywhere, then you can ask me. Do you have any question? Okay, if no, then write your presence so that I can take your attendance, and if afterward you have any question, I will give a day to ask it. Okay, any question related to any chapter, after completing this I will give you a day to ask your questions. Okay, thank you. Kindly give your attendance and bye.